Yo, what is up guys, it's Ghost here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Battlefield 2042 Update 8.9. This once again has come completely out of the blue. I really didn't think we would be at the 9th update of Season 8 here, which originally was supposed to be like the last piece of content we were getting for the game, but here we are. This one is actually quite impactful, or it has the potential to be so, because they're making several changes to the vault weapons in the game. They've basically done like a pass over all of them again. They're adding new attachments, and so some of them could actually come out to be a lot better than they were before. It's going to require some testing once the update actually launches, but for today, we're just going to go over all of the changes. As always, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, make sure you're subscribed. There's going to be more content, not just on Battlefield 2042, but of course, Battlefield 6 going into the future. I'm going to be all over that game, so if that's something that you enjoy, feel free to do so. And as always, thank you guys so much for the ongoing support here. Very close to 60,000 subscribers, so that will be awesome when we get there. So they say, welcome to patch 8.9 update notes for Battlefield 2042, launching on Tuesday, June the 17th, so that is next week. This patch arrives with a large amount of weapon changes as well as various bug fixes. So first of all, this is actually kind of interesting. It looks like they're doing a crossover with Mass Effect. So we have the Galactic Bundle. Normally I just skip over the bundles because, I mean, who really cares? But this one's actually kind of interesting. So it says, centuries from now and in the farthest reaches of space, a good soldier still makes all the difference. Take command and carve your legacy into the stars. I haven't played Mass Effect. I have to say, though, these skins actually look pretty cool. It's definitely going to rub some people the wrong way because I know they don't really like these kind of crossover things. I think it kind of fits into Battlefield 2042, but yeah, hopefully we don't see too much crazy stuff in the next game, guys, so, you know, don't get ahead of yourselves there. Then we have the Scoped and Drop Bundle for 2,000 coins. And then we have the Citadel Bundle for 3,000 coins for those who take the fight to the farthest reaches of space, a special package containing all cosmetics for the Mass Effect crossover event, and these are going to be available from the 17th of June until the 1st of July. Okay, let's get into the changes to the weapons here. So this is what the developers have to say. After the AN-94 launched earlier this year, it became clear that many of the vault weapons were a bit out of shape. To remedy that, we took on the task to apply some much needed love, care, and CLP oil to a bunch of them. Can you be quiet, please, Cat? What is CLP oil, first of all, I'm thinking? After all, we had the easier task of breaking half of them, fixing them again, and making sure we could ship them to you. We wanted to bring the vault weapons up to par with similar weapons by increasing the attachment diversity and open up for more ways of playing with them. Most vault weapons have been giving some extra attachments, and many had a few tweaks and fixes done as well. So in this update, we introduce a new type of magazine, the underloaded magazine. So this is a standard issue mag, but with fewer bullets in it, making it faster and easier to handle. The downside is that you have fewer rounds in a mag, of course, meaning you are sacrificing damage output over time for improved weapon handling. By adding this, we have one more way to play with standard ammo, in addition to the extended mag many of them already have all other ammo types. All in all, we're hopeful this makes the vault weapons more fun and more useful to play with. We're looking forward to your feedback to having more attachment options to tinker with in between respawns. So, that sounds pretty interesting there, a new magazine coming. Let's just take a look at each weapon here in detail. So first up, we have the ACWR. So they've adjusted the reload timing, making it faster so it matches the animation of the weapon. They've added the BCG light grip, and then of course we have the new magazine attachment here, the underloaded magazine. So first of all, the reload timing there, this has been a problem with a lot of the vault weapons for such a long time. I never thought this would get fixed, and basically the animation of the reload is out of time with the actual mechanical reload, which sometimes leads to you cancelling the animation when it looks as if it's finished, but in actuality the weapon hasn't reloaded, and that can lead to some very awkward situations where you switch to your pistol, you switch back to your primary, and lo and behold, it's not reloaded at all. So really nice to see that. Then we've got the A91 here. They've added, the new magazine for that one. The M416, we have the new magazine once again here. And then they've also added a shortened silenced barrel by the looks of it. The AEK 971 has the new reload adjusted there. They've adjusted the position of several muzzle attachments slightly to better match the intended placement. So these were a little bit out of whack in placement when this weapon released, which is one of the most recent Vault weapons. They've added, once again here, the BCG light grip and this new magazine. Then we have the M16A3, reduced starting ammo from 8 mags down to 5. So they say we're making this change to bring the weapon more in line with similar assault rifles. And they've once again added the new magazine, MTAR-21, new mag and the BCG light grip, AKS-74U. Once again, they've adjusted the reload timing. There's a Warhawk compensating now for this weapon, as well as the BCG light grip and the new magazine. P90, new magazine, PP2000, there is an SL1 laser sight. Then we have the XM8 LMG. So they've adjusted the PB heavy suppressor to be a silenced, shortened barrel instead, giving it higher rate of fire, but lower weapon accuracy instead of better muzzle flash visibility reduction for worse effective range. It is still suppressed and it reduces the projectile velocity just as before. So that sounds kind of interesting there. It's going to have a higher rate of fire now. Maybe that's going to be one of the better LMGs in the game. Once again, new magazine for that weapon as well. Then we have the Type 88, adjusted the reload timing, and then they've increased the default ammo capacity to 150 rounds per cassette. So I don't know what that was before. I'm guessing it was 100. They say this change is meant to buff the weapon and create a bit of a niche for it to stand out versus similar machine guns. And then they've also fixed an issue that caused an incorrect foregrip behavior to be used, and they have added that new underloaded cassette, they call it for this one. Same here for the M240B, the new attachment. M60E4 has reduced the starting ammo from 5 cassettes down to 3. This change is meant to bring the M60E4 in line with other similar LMGs. Once again, new attachment there. You're seeing a theme here. They pretty much added this new magazine for like every Vault weapon. The RPK-74M reduced the reload speed when using an extended mag. They've added the RAB suppressor, the BCG light grip, and also the high power drum magazine. So that's something this weapon didn't have available to it before. Then we have the M39 EMR, which is actually one of the good DMRs in the game. So now that one also has the BCG light grip and this underloaded magazine. The SVD, BCG light grip, underloaded magazine. Gold Sniper Rifle actually has the biggest number of attachments added to it here. So you got the BCG light grip, the Cobra grip, the LS1 laser sight, underloaded magazine here, armor piercing ammo, high power ammo, and they've also fixed an issue where moving while aiming made the gun's accuracy better than intended. So I guess that's like a inadvertent nerf there, really. Then we've actually got some pistols, the MP443. They've added the laser sight there for that one. The M93R has the underloaded magazine as well. And that is the final weapon there. There are some general changes here as well that we'll run over just quickly. So they fixed an issue where some LMGs weren't affected by longer reload times when using extended belts or cassettes or magazines. The M240B, the M60E4, and the Type 88 are most affected by this change and are now in line with weapons using similar attachments. Switching between the XM320 and the M26 frag rounds will no longer break the ammo pool. Well, that's been in the game a long time there. I think it caused you to have like the wrong amount of ammunition for one or the other. They've updated the AA missile reload animation when swapping weapons. Then for the RPK-74M, they fixed an issue where the rate of fire was shown as 700 when the actual rate was 720. So this is purely a UI update. The fire rate hasn't changed or been adjusted. It was just showing wrong in game. And I think there's honestly a lot of weapon statistics for a lot of different weapons in the game. Thank you, Cat, for stepping on my mouse there, by the way. That are wrong in the game. So I would actually trust Sorrow's Scribbles, which I'm going to link down below, which is an awesome Excel spreadsheet by a guy named Sorrow that has all of the detailed stats, attachments, everything for Battlefield 2042 in there. Really recommend looking that up because a lot of the time, his is actually more accurate than DICE's. This is weird. It says progression. The lie has been exposed. I have absolutely no clue what that could possibly mean. I'm guessing it's something to do with the Phantom program. It sounds a bit weird and Easter eggy. If anybody knows what that means, please leave it in the comments down below. Maybe if Kevin was writing these patch notes, he had a seizure. I'm not sure. So game modes have also been added to Portal here. We've got Control, Shutdown, Strike Team, and then Kill Switch. They say we've added several modes with all their maps that the modes support for players to host in Portal. Enjoy. So that's kind of cool because I really like Control. I actually think it's one of, if not the best game mode to come out of Battlefield 2042, and I would like to see that continued in future Battlefield games. So that would be really nice to see some Portal servers pop up playing that one. Stadium has been added to Custom Conquest here as well. And then for modes, we've actually got our Hazard Zone change here. Fixed a bug where vehicles could no longer be called in after picking up an uplink. And then we have various bug fixes here to the gameplay flow and social. If you guys really want to read these, pause the video now. I'm not going to really go over them because I don't think they really affected us too much, and honestly, they're just not that interesting. So, pretty decent patch there, I think. Clearly, we're going to have to do some testing with the new weapons. You know, this new magazine is interesting. Like they said, it gives you some more options, right? This means that now, instead of just always taking the bigger, better magazine, maybe having a smaller one with a faster reload is actually going to be advantageous in some situations. Likewise, we've got the BCG grip for a lot of weapons now. That's actually one of the best attachments in the entire game that I use on, I won't say every weapon, but like almost all of them. So yeah, that's going to make a massive difference to a lot of the Vault weapons. I've always felt like the Vault weapons just aren't really quite as good as the main weapons, and so that's not really led me to use a lot of them. So maybe the BCG Light Grip is going to make enough of a difference here where I feel like it's actually worth picking them up and using them. So that's going to wrap this one up, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was a bit more of a simpler video than I normally put out, but time is kind of short for me today. So nevertheless, I hope it still delivered a similar amount of value as always. If it did, leave a like down below. If not, let me know that as well. Subscribe to keep up to date with everything Battlefield, and I will see you guys in the next one.